Let me ask you this. Why do you not have some doubt in the CIA? This is the same intelligence community that didn't get it right on WMDs in Iraq. Why are you so confident that they're telling you the truth in these memos?
Well, because I know the people involved, because I've worked 5 out of the 6 former directors and deputy directors are men I've known for years and trust intimately with the difficult problems they've dealt with. Jose Rodriguez is one of the outstanding officers in the agency. I know what they were asked to do, and I know what they did, and I'm perfectly comfortable that they deserve our praise. They deserve to be decorated. They don't deserve to be harassed. Can you imagine what it's going to be like if you were out there now as an officer in the agency and you were undertaking a complicated, difficult, dangerous task, and you have the view that 10 years from now, even though the president approved it, even though the Justice Department signed off on it, some politician on Capitol Hill is going to come back and want a piece of your fanny. Well, it's an outrageous proposition that we're going through here, that it's even being discussed.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because here's the United Nations. This is Ben Emerson, Special Envoy on Human Rights and Counterterrorism, and he wants a criminal probe here. This is what he said. It's now time to take action. Individuals responsible, what he calls a criminal conspiracy revealed in the report, must be brought to justice, must face criminal penalties. And then he ends with, the U.S. legally is obliged to bring those responsible to justice. I know how you feel in this.
Yeah,
do you think the president should issue a blanket?
I have little respect for the United Nations or for this individual who doesn't have a clue and had absolutely no responsibility for safeguarding this nation or going after the bastards that killed 3,000 Americans on 9/11.
Do you think the president should issue a blanket pardon to CIA agents involved here?
There's no pardon needed. No crime was committed.
But just to
no
make
crime.
Sure?
Who wants to sanction or satisfy some executive at the United Nations who doesn't have any say or responsibility and claim that some kind of pardon is required, Chuck? This is again, I come back to the proposition. One of the things I'm really worried about is what this is doing long term. We're still at war. The terrorist threat out there today is as bad as it was on 9/11. We've got ISIS talking about attacking the United States, having created a caliphate. We're in a situation at least as bad as we had on 9/11, when after the attack we had word that al-Qaeda was trying to acquire nuclear weapons. Now we're sitting here today, we are castigating the CIA for doing what the president ordered them to do and the Justice Department said was legal. We're doing enormous damage to our relationship overseas with our friends and allies who supported us and worked with us. We're making it very, very difficult to be able to go recruit foreign agents to work with us because they're likely to be hung out to dry by politicians on Capitol Hill who've got some kind of political axe to grind. We're in big trouble, partly because of the irresponsible content, is the way I would describe it, with respect to this act, and that the Senate would go forward, the Senate Democrats would go forward, not with a bipartisan approach, not with an approach that takes into account the views of the people who were involved, but goes forward for some political reason, trashing a very, very good program that worked, that saved lives, that kept us from another attack.